Hello, grade 8s. Welcome to another episode of Math with Eddie. If you remember last week we did square root. So I think most of you seem to have gotten that. Square root of a number, for example, 64, square root would be 8. Okay, so 8 squared equals 64, and vice versa. We looked here, and then the next thing I did was a side length of a square within a square. So we went through a whole process to figure out this length. We had to figure out the area of this triangle and this triangle and this triangle and this triangle, and then subtract them from the entire area of this large square, okay, and go through all the steps to finally figure this out. There is actually a quicker and easier way. It's something called a Pythagorean Theorem. So it's a really quick way if I know two sides. So it works in a right angle triangle. So it must be a right angle triangle, and you know that's the right angle here. These are called your legs, as you saw in the other video, and hypotenuse. The legs are always right next to the right angle. The hypotenuse is always opposite. Okay, so we'll call this a squared and this b squared, or a and b and c. Okay, so you see it in the example down here. We have a and b and c. So the formula is a squared plus b squared, and it's always in a right angle triangle, must be right, it will always equal c squared. So in this case, I have a is 6 centimeters, a squared is 36, b is 8 centimeters, b squared is 64. So 64 plus 36 will equal 100 in this particular case, because that adds up. And then to figure out c, I just need the square root of 100, which was 10. So I knew a squared plus b squared equals c squared, and it worked. It also works in the other direction. If I know c, I know the hypotenuse, and I only know one leg, c squared minus, so 100 minus 64 is going to equal a squared. So 100 minus 64 is 36. Square root of 36 is 6. Okay, so it works in any direction. You can put a squared plus b squared equals c squared, or c squared minus a squared is going to equal b squared. Okay, so let's look at an example there. Okay, so in this case, the first one here, we have a squared and b squared. So a squared is 100 plus b squared. So 100 plus 49 equals 149. Okay, and then I need the square root of that. So you've got c squared is, and it doesn't matter what order they go in. This is b and this is a in this particular example. I'm adding them together. So 49 plus 100, c squared is 149. Okay, c, and I should actually do that while we're talking here. We don't need the squared on that one. Okay, c is the square root of this. Okay, and in this example, and that's h is for the hypotenuse, but that's your c is 12.2, and that's to one decimal place. A lot of time we go to 2, I know, but it's not a whole number. So in this case, I know c and I know b, but I don't know a. So I can go c squared minus b squared will give me a squared. I could have also done it the other way. If I didn't know b and I knew a, I could do c squared minus a squared, which is going to equal b squared. All right, so in that case, c squared minus b squared, 144, 12 times 12 is 144, minus 9 times 9, which is 81, that gives you 63. Okay, the square root of 63 is going to equal a. Okay, and in this case, a is 7.9 centimeters. And again, that's rounded it to one decimal place. Okay, that should be it. I'm going to post some practice questions for you as well. Hopefully this helps.